The Adventures in Creativity. I hope you're seeing the screen that I am seeing, which is a picture
Oh,
of Ranajay, which has been created by his son, Arunno. As you can see, he's passed on this gift of design to his sons. And I know that this young man who knew design, he knew it at the age of 19, because I may have been fortunate enough to give Runju his first paid assignment. I also remember the brief. I had this crazy idea that I would do a live rock concert with just one band, the Great Bear. I remember the brief to him. The brief to him went, I live all alone in my seagull empire. Next day, I found this brochure design, and this became an iconic poster for all rock music in Calcutta. I was fortunate um, in already being in advertising, and I now know why Ranajay Gupta joined OBM. Much to my surprise, I was already an account executive, a senior account executive there. One day I went up to the studio, the cutting, pasting, and sticking place that all advertising agencies have. And I find my cousin over there sitting in one of the rows and rows of studio artists, because he had found himself a job there without my knowledge. I had no idea that he had joined OBM, though I was at OBM. And he was in the studio department. I knew fully well that his ability to be able to write Bengali copy and English copy, he would run circles around any of the copywriters or the creative team, but he preferred to be with the studio artist because that is the kind of person that he was. Ranajay was with R.K. Swamy. I think it's after that he went to NID. Later, he came back and joined campaign advertising. He was with Phoenix Advertising, with Asiatic, and then he used his amazing communication skills to inform people about information in a company called Tata Interactive Services. So I'm going to ask a bit of a quiz to everybody here. Which 6 languages was Ranajay proficient in? And you can put that in the chat box. Which are the 6 languages that Ranajay was proficient in, which made him a very sought after creative director in both sides of Bengal? What would be the languages? Okay, we all know that he was good with Bengali, right? Anybody else? What other languages was he good at? English, agreed. Hindi, yes and no. Bengal, that's true. That's true. But there were a couple of other languages. I'll tell you, I'll give you a hint. One language that he was good at was typography. And those who are in NIT will agree with me that that is a language by itself, which he knew extremely well. So much so that when Ganashokti didn't have the right typeface, he invented typeface. In fact, apart from Shotyajit Ray, he's the only person that I know, at least in Bengali advertising person, who has created a typeface by himself. Okay, yes, in design language, true. So let me just share with you the 6 languages that made him such an asset to anybody who was in advertising. Bengali, English, music, graphics, typography, and photography. And that made him quite a creative director. At this point, the reason that I think of Ranajay as the seagull who knew no boundaries is this. He seemed to know no boundaries on creativity, and he would use all of it excellently to tackle any communication challenge with a kind of design sense.